SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're previewing Week 15 in college football, and right now we're talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, who's covering 4 of the big marquee games coming up this week. Right now we're going to discuss Texas and Baylor. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, Texas and Baylor. Before we get into it, you went 4-2 against the spread in college with us last week. You also went 3-0 in the NFL. Give a quick plug for OffshoreInsiders.com in case anyone wants to sign up right now.
Drinking a lot of coffee. We're going to work very hard this month. We do it every month, but we dig a little deeper in December and March especially. Winning year again, college and pro football. We've been winning for 26 years, but now we're exclusively at OffshoreInsiders.com.
Okay, Texas at Baylor. Baylor is a 14 or 14.5 point home favorite. The total is 72. And all right, you know, I'm looking at this line. I did my quick handicapping, and I do have an initial feeling. And you know, the line has moved against my initial feeling, but we'll see what you have to say about it. You know, Texas is the more rested team. They played fewer games recently, and they've got 2 extra days off. And Baylor, you know, they struggled a little bit. They got blown out by Oklahoma State, and then they struggled to beat TCU last week. And yeah, I know both those were on the road, but still, they're not really playing like a dominant team right now. And Texas is still Texas. You know, they have some flaws as always, but they're still an awesome program. 14 points here in light of how, you know, Baylor has done recently feels like a little bit too much. You get 14.5. I think my pick would be Texas plus 14.5. What do you think?
Yeah, no, we agree. This is a clear regression to the mean by Baylor. They were playing over their heads for the longest time. Quite frankly, we expected them to lose on that Thursday night game, and they did impress us there, but Baylor's finally come down to earth. Remember that they came in, they had as weak of a non-conference schedule as you can get. And for all the abuse that Mac Brown has gotten this year, he's had a ton of injuries, and you would think, you know, if you didn't actually look at the standings, you would think, geez, Texas this year, they must have only 3 or 4 wins with everyone trying to chase Mac Brown out of town. But both of these teams are 7-1 in the Big 12. And when you compare their non-conference schedules, Baylor, geez, they played Wofford, Buffalo, Louisiana, Monroe, while Texas, they did lose some non-conference games, but that was to BYU and Ole Miss. So, yeah, this is a case where Baylor was playing well above their heads. They gave themselves an easy non-conference schedule. Texas, as far as a lot of the people that we subscribe to and that we believe in, they believe as far as in terms of personnel, quality personnel, that only Georgia and Florida have had more injuries than Texas this year, and they have survived. This is a game where I'm going to take a long look at the money line, and we are both going to be on the underdog for sure.
Yeah, all right. I mean, that's what I thought. To get the line open at 13.5, and I was like, all right, I'll take that. I bet it. Now I'm looking and I'm seeing 14.5. I'm like, well, damn, I didn't anticipate that move. Could be driven by public action, though.
Yeah, and keep in mind that the fact that Baylor did at least win last weekend, and if you watch that game, they were pretty fortunate. They scored 2 defensive touchdowns, and a 3rd touchdown was set up by a turnover. So they were very fortunate on defense. Now, granted, Baylor's defense has been good all year, but are they going to have 2 touchdowns and essentially 3 touchdowns with the defense this week? I doubt it. I think Baylor is the poster child of an overrated team. And, you know, it fits into my old bubble burst. They finally got their loss, and they are, like, as I said, regressing to their mean. And the question is, I'm going to look long and hard at this to decide if I'm going to actually go with Texas on the money line.
Sounds great. And like I said, 14.5 is currently a widely available number, so we can give you that for the purposes of our record keeping here. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com taking Texas plus 14.5. Thanks, Joe.